Alright, so I got to play tonight against Hook Gang God. Hook Gang God. Okay? If you don't know who Hook Gang God is, he's the third highest, I think third or fourth highest ranked DBFZ player, period. Like, period. Like, in terms of tournament winnings. He's the #1 rated player on PSN, but like fourth highest in the world, period. Even in like tournaments and all this other shit. Not only that, but he is the #1 Piccolo player in the world. He's the only guy who has stuck with Piccolo since fucking launch and is still winning with Piccolo out here. He's also the second best player in North America. And I actually got to play against this guy tonight, which is so fucking hype for me. You don't even have any fucking idea how exciting this was. Unfortunately, I was not using my actual team. Unfortunately, I had Piccolo, Goku Black, and Vegeta instead. Because I just went online to have fun, but then I got this. So I have Piccolo, Goku Black, and Vegeta as my team instead of Piccolo, Yamcha, Tien, but that's okay. I got to fight this guy. And I wasn't slaughtered! Like, I lost, don't get me wrong, I lost all 4, well, spoilers, I guess, if you didn't want to know the ending. I lost all 4 games. But some of them were pretty fucking close, okay? Especially the second one. I had the fucking second one. Oh my god. If I'd been a little bit more active, okay. But anyway, so... I nail his Vegeta pretty bad here, and I actually do this little, like, behind-the-back loop-de-loop thing, and I don't even think he was thinking about it. He was probably just thinking about, I'm very proud of that, because that's not something I would do against, like, anybody else online. Like, it's so weird, because sometimes it's like you play better players, and you suddenly become better. Like, it's really hard to explain. Like, it's just, like, excited. You get so excited, and you get so motivated, that you just wind up playing better than you play against, like, the vast majority of everybody else. Oh, man, but I got to play against this guy, and I think I used the Piccolo. Yeah, Piccolo orb right there, keep him in block, get Vegeta out of there, which is, retrospectively, is probably a mistake. I had a huge advantage in that situation. And I honestly should have just applied pressure. Those double Piccolo orbs. He's, like, fishing around for this fucking light when I land. Get out of here. And, so... that was kind of a big mistake on my part. I probably could have killed the Bardock right there. And then he gets that smooth overhead into the cross-up with Piccolo, which I don't even know how he did. Like, I'm going to have to look at that again, because I don't know how the fuck he did, like, overhead and then into a cross-up without sparking blast. Maybe he just did a jump, but I'm pretty sure it was an air dash. Either way, I'm going to have to look at that, because that's some fucking crazy-ass shit. There's something else he does later on in the third game, which was a fucking slap. But there's something else he does later on in the third game where he does this cool little mix-up where instead of doing Piccolo's double legs, he does a single. Yeah. There you go. And this is another thing that kept fucking me up in all these games. So, right there, you saw all that stagger pressure from him. That's so fucking deliberate. Like, obviously it's deliberate, but that was fucking cool too. The fucking Oki like, I need to try that out. Like, the next time I get to play somebody, I need to try that out. And that was also really good because I whiffed that right in his face and he just went for a grab, assuming that I blocked, which I did. Oh, Vegeta, no! And I started out so well in that game too. But that was another thing that you'll see kind of fuck me up periodically throughout these. Is I just press too many buttons. Like I press it, like I'm blocking, I want to get out of block, and I press too many buttons against this guy. Like his stagger pressure was way too good. So that's game one. This is game two. I don't really get the tournament level strength out of this guy till game 3 and 4 though. So the first 2 games are kind of like, but this second game's pretty fucking hype though. It was really close, and he actually wound up making a comeback with Vegeta, but. Game 3 though, game 3 and 4 are fucking slaps, especially the third one. It's so bad. Like it's pretty not great. But this game's pretty good. But it's just good to know that I can kind of play these guys in some games and not be completely obliterated. Now, that was actually stupid. Yes, I did land the hit, but I think he's overestimated me at this point. Also, I actually had a bar of meter right there, so that was another mistake on my part. I had a bar of meter right there, so Piccolo would actually have been dead right there if I had spent the meter. Now, it didn't wind up mattering because, of course, you know, I had that. That was also a waste of bar of meter because I could have jump canceled off of the normal and the light, but oh well. Piccolo wound up dead anyway. So he's got his Bardock here. Right, he's doing the stagger pressure. So this time I just held switch because I figure like, because I mean, ultimately I want to get Vegeta out and I'm not going to press any other buttons. So he brings in Vegeta and I do a grab. And I considered switching Bardock back out here, and that's actually why the combo input there. That's why I dropped my combo right there, is because I was thinking about, like, I was just not sure what I wanted to do. I was like, shit, do I bring out Bardock, or do I leave Vegeta in, or, like, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. And ultimately, I did decide to leave Vegeta in, but by that point, by the time I made the choice, it was too late. Like, it was too late. Like, it was a fuck up already. So, like, I didn't get to the next combo. So I did manage to reflect that off. That was, like, that was just kind of random. Like, I thought I'd super dash because, you know, I figured he'd do a move there. So that's another thing that's actually kind of cool that I like to do a lot. I like to vanish, like, delay vanish, and then grab the, like, delay vanish. So they think that they're gonna get to hit before you, but then they don't. So that's kind of cool. So here I go for Big Bang Attack, and then I do the Scythe, and then he actually sparks right here, but I still managed to get the kill anyway. However, it was kind of random because I was not expecting. Honestly, I was not expecting to get that spark right there. I thought he was gonna save it for Vegeta, but no. So right there, I did, as you saw, I did try to do the anti-air, so I predicted an overhead, but I committed to it too early. So here you can see he's got like this amazing like he's super fucking using that Sparking Blast, like heavy, like for mix-ups, for pretty much everything. And so he throws out Piccolo, he gets in Vegeta. I do the DP knee because I figured he was just going to go for something aggressive, but he didn't. Well, it wasn't fully aggressive. It was kind of aggressive, but not really. And then, so yeah, then he takes out my Vegeta. And I'm like, it's okay. I still got 2 characters, though. It's fine. I still got 2 characters. It's going to be okay. Now, right there, I went for round start super dash because I figured there's no fucking way he's going to think I'm going to round start super dash. And Vegeta players a lot of times have a tendency. Now, that was also really big fuck up on my part because it was kind of obvious that that's what I would want to do in that situation. Like, that was literally the most obvious choice. That was me panicking. So, rip Goku Black. But earlier I went for the round start super dash because Vegeta players typically have a tendency to want to throw out Ki Blasts when they're the last character. Like, that happens a lot. Like, unbelievable amounts Vegeta players do that. They love to throw out his fucking Ki Blast. So I figured round start super dash into Ki Blast would be fine. Now, that was another mistake. I should have done Hellzone Grenades right there, but I was like, this is Hook Gang God. So I figured, like, that's not gonna hit. This isn't gonna hit this guy. He's the fucking Piccolo player. So, like, I didn't even think, like, that was gonna hit him, but it did. Or it did, and I should have done Hellzone. So I had a lot of chances to win that game at the end. There were like 5 or 6 opportunities, but unfortunately I missed literally every single one. So that sucked. So that was game 1 and then game 2. And he almost lost game 2, and I think he knew, like, it was just kind of like some fuck-ups on my part, or maybe like some nerves or something. So then we get into game 3. And game 3, I think, is when I got tournament mode out of this guy, because it's nothing like the first 2 games. Like, literally nothing at all like these first 2 games. It's pretty fucking nuts, the turnaround. Also, he's gotten to play me a little bit, so he's kind of got the style. So I super dash, and he immediately. Now this is going to be full of me super dashing and him down heavying it. But super dash is a bad mechanic, and you can't counter it. Oh, look, really? Because it looks to me like you can. and this is so he gets me in this loop here, right? And the first time I decided to take the Hell Zones because I have a lot of health and I'd rather just get out of the loop. But no, and he was ready for that too. Super Dash and Vanish! They're both uncounterable mechanic. No, you just fucking down heavy. It's fine. But then, anyway, so as you can see, he's completely wrecking the shit out of me. Right, so he throws me back out. He does this. This is such a cool mix-up, and I can do this with Yamcha as well. So it's something I need to practice. So he saw that I saw the fake out right there, right? So now this time he actually does one overhead. He does one. So Piccolo gets double overheads with those legs. So he delayed the overhead to look like it was gonna be low, but then it was actually an overhead instead. Because he only got the one overhead instead of the double. That time he did the double and I blocked it. But then he got me with the mix-up afterward. He got me with the lows afterward, but I did block the double. And so I do eventually get out of this corner. Not this time. And Super Dash is an unbeatable mechanic! So, you know, so we got your man here. And I saw that orb coming up behind me and I was like, oh my god, please fucking go away. I wasn't sure about that grab, but it was the only thing I could think of that quickly. I wasn't sure about that grab because it's like grabs aren't supposed, like shit like that is not supposed to work on these guys. Like they just seem like they're immortal. Like because they just like, I don't know, like I guess it's just you put them in a pedestal, on a pedestal in your head. But anyway, so obviously he knocks the shit out of Goku Black. I told you I was gonna get the tournament power this round. So yeah, and there it is again. So it was at this moment, and really I should have realized this before. It was at this moment I realized no more tricks. It has to be played straight. There can't be any more super dash tricks or vanish tricks or any other kind of trick. It has to be played completely straight, or I'm just gonna get fucked. So I didn't really hit confirm right there, unfortunately. I don't know what all the backing up is. Yeah, so I read he was just going to reflex spam because he just wanted to end the match as quickly as possible, so I went for a grab right there. Of course, you're going to try to get the damage. You have 7 bars a meter. Here, I was going to fake out into a low, but he sparked, probably, again, because he just wants to get the match over with, which would have been a good read on my part. That would have been a good read to recognize twice in a row, like to recognize that he wasn't going to change. So what I should have done in that situation was I should have backed up and then stand heavy kick, but... so it was this point I kind of realized, like, oh shit, you know, like no more tricks, no more super dash, no more nada like that. I'm gonna have to do something else. No more vanish. no more cheesy cheese stuff. Gonna have to really play it. And so we get to the last game here, game 4. Not really feeling too well, but we get to the last game, game 4, which was a little bit better than game 3, but it's still not a great. At that point, he'd obviously read that I was just going to back up every single time, and to be fair, I actually wasn't thinking about it, so really that's something he definitely should have exploited. Yeah, my thought process there was I can get Vegeta out and then recover that little bit of health, which still ended up getting Goku Black shit slapped out of him. Yeah, so now he's going to bring in Piccolo, and I knew he was going to try to do the same thing he did last time, right? And unfortunately, yet again, I didn't hit confirm. But they, because I would have gotten a much better combo out of that. So we're going to pop, I think I popped, no, I dropped the combo. Okay. So I went for the behind the back thing, but he was just, which was a bad move on my part because it's pretty obvious he'd want to switch out, so that lapse in time told him it's okay to switch. Right, so that makes sense for him to have done in that situation. So that was kind of just like a chaotic fumble around thing. Obviously, he kind of vanished wrong into the Vegeta assist. So here I tried to actually bait him out to do it down heavy. He did not take the bait at all. I don't know if he was seeing that I was trying to bait him out, or if he was just like, nah, fuck it, I'm just gonna like do this kick right here. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what that. I don't know. Maybe it was like he saw it, or maybe he knew it was bait. Like, that's so fucking crazy. Like, that's not something that I like. Like I said, like, playing better players will make you do better stuff. That was also a mistake on Super Dash, but whatever. Anyway, I didn't think he was just gonna straight down tech like that. Anyway, but like, that's not something I do. Like, I am not that pinpoint precise in neutral. Like, this is not how I play neutral ever. My neutral is like super dash, super dash, super dash, vanish, and switch a lot. So like that for me, that was like galaxy brain movement, and it still wasn't enough. So like, that's crazy. So I think this is dead Vegeta. I feel like it's super dead Vegeta. No, not dead Vegeta. Okay, he's fine. You're fine. Oh! And then, yeah, so Bardock's level 3 got nerfed, so it's not as, the Oki afterwards, it's not as good as it used to be, but, so I went for the level 3 because I figured, he likes to go for a lot of lows, so I figured, like, maybe I'll get it, but and it was kind of a desperation play. I mean, if you look at the situation, I mean, it's not like I really have much to lose at that point, so, which is probably a bad mentality to have, but, so at least I didn't get slapped as badly this game as I did the last game, right? I did get some pretty decent damage off on Piccolo. The other two, at least, they got hit. Shit. And I tried to go for a grab there because I figured he was just going to stay in place. But no, that is not what happened. Because again, like, riskier moves, because it's like, what do you really have to lose at that point besides the game? But yeah, those are my 4 matches with Hook Gang God. One of the top 5 ranked DBFZ players in the entire fucking world. So that was a really cool opportunity to get. Like, a really fucking cool opportunity to get. The best Piccolo player in the world, second best player in North America. Like, that is really hype to me, because there are like a few thousand people, like, who can really just slap the shit out of me in this game. And that's a lot of people, but when you put into contrast the fact that this game has sold almost 4 million units, like, a few thousand out of 4 million is nothing. It's not even a percent. So, like, the fact that there's only a few thousand people that can really slap the shit out of me like he just did, it's very encouraging. And the fact that I actually got to play a guy like that and see that I'm not a completely helpless floundering fish, except in that third game where I was a completely helpless floundering fish. But that third game, I might as well just have been a Magikarp, because all I know how to do is splash, and it didn't do shit. But the rest of these games, though, pretty, that was okay. I mean, the fourth one was slap too, but the fact that I can kind of give this guy a little bit of a set, is, feels good, man. I mean, like, that's a long way to come from not even being able to do the quarter circle forward and backwards motion, 11 months ago. It is almost a year. It'll be a year at the end of January. So, about 11 months ago, I wasn't even able to do a Kamehameha in this game. And now I can compete with this guy. So, that feels good, man. Pretty hype. I'm probably going to post this in the Discord. I don't know if anybody's actually going to watch it or not. But, I'm probably going to hype it the fuck up, though. But, yeah, I was pretty excited that I got this opportunity. And it's on Christmas, too. This is the best Christmas gift ever. I'm not even shitting you. Fuck everything else. This is the best Christmas gift. Best Christmas.